Look who just rolled in. It's time to butter up your ears for laughs, life, and a little flaky wisdom. It's all about the biscuits with RJ.
At All About the Biscuits, we believe life's just a big old platter of toppings. Flaky, spicy, sweet, even messy. And guess what? We butter them all up and dig right in. Whether it's real talk or ridiculous rants, I'm RJ and we're serving it hot. All topics, all biscuits, always served hot.
All right, folks, we are back. Welcome back to All About the Biscuits with RJ. That's right, this guy. One take, that's all. You don't have to listen. You can change the channel, or actually, we would like you to listen because we need this to get out there and push it. Be our advocate. Everything we do is everyday, normal life. That's what we want to talk about. We want to keep it going. But if you don't want to listen, that's okay. There's the door. Don't let it hit you with the good Lord split you. That's right. We just keep on talking. You know, one word I learned this past, past 6 months, I never knew people were talking this way. You know, everybody likes to invent new words, say new things, say acronyms that most of the time I usually have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But now the word is digress. Hopefully I use this correctly because I digress. I guess that really means, hey, I'm going to change the subject and I'm going to start talking about something else because that's what I feel like. You know, my brain's going 100 miles a minute, and that's normally what happens. That's why I have so much going on. And I'm still looking for a new job. That's right. I am still actively looking. So if you know anything that's out there, please reach out. It's okay. Touch someone. I could be reached at rj@allaboutthebiscuits.com. That is correct. And we are working on a website just for you, the fans, the followers, the people that just want to continue to listen. So now I digress. So I am still looking. I do have a couple opportunities this week. I think I know of one. I might have a second one. I think it's more of a, let's call it a casual interview, but it doesn't say that in the purpose of the meeting. So we'll go with that. So opportunities after 300 something resume sent. I think my resume is getting to the point where I don't believe it. Like, honestly, you know, you change it, you set it up for this job, that title, your experience, and all this junk. But you got to do what you got to do. That's just the way life is. And then I receive an article from a friend of mine. And I'm like, why? Like, here's the thing. I have plenty of experience. I'm not always the smartest guy in the room, but I'm also the person. I'm just going to get the job done. That's just who I am. I'm just going to get the job done because I take pride in what I do. I work hard, but I don't have to be the smartest. I'm just going to get the job done. I've learned over time from people in my past that have helped me get to where I am now, and I am 100% grateful. And if I've never told them before, I'm not going to say names, but you know who you are. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to digress again. So my friend sends me this article, and, you know, I'm pretty confident. You know, I got to make fun of myself all the time. You know, I got no calves. They ran away. I think the last time they were proportioned when I was like 10 years old. So with that said, I digress. Back to the article that was sent to me, and I'm thinking, what in the world does someone want to make me feel bad? I'm already stressed. I already have an anxiety. You know, life is going to hurt. That's just the way it is. So they sent me this article titled, Too Much Experience Hurts You in Today's Tough Job Market. Well, no crap. I think I've already figured that out. But no, I know they sent it, not meaning anything by it, but let's rub that in a little bit and dig. I know that it's not my fault. I know that whether you believe in the universe or believe in God like I do, there's always a journey. You're going to get to where you need to, as long as, remember, we're going to hurt, we're going to stress, we're going to be scared. All that stuff comes with what's going on now. But remember, we put our feelings aside because they don't matter. It's what we do next. And, the article goes on to talk about, having too much experience. And, we're kind of in this, I got 25 years experience or so. Started with help desk all the way to project management. And actually my project management is just in the early stages, 3 or 4 years in. But yeah, we're in this like for me at 50, oh crap, I can't even remember, 53, I think. We're in this no man's land area. And yeah, it's tough. Companies think, even if you're a hard worker, they know you got the experience and you're going to take the job, that you're just going to leave on the next better opportunity. And you know what? Maybe most people would, but not me. I'm loyal, and loyal to a fault, because you know what? I want stability. I want to be taking care of my family. I will get a job to get a job if I have to. I have a friend who has the same amount of experience, highly intelligent, great at his job, and he took a job at Lowe's just to stay busy. And you know what? From what I can tell, he's got a different perspective and respect for those retail people that are on the floor each and every day. And that's his journey. And I wish him the best. But yeah, you know what? He says he did it to stay busy, needed something to do. But it's just amazing to me that, where I am with all this experience, culture has shifted because they don't want to hire people like myself who might not have all the experience, but I'm also the person, I'll take a pay cut to kind of start over somewhere, but I will stay and rebuild and rework myself up. I'm okay with that as long as it's a good company and they're okay with investing in their people and treating their people right. It's, a lot of times they say we want too much money. And maybe that's the case for some people, but it's always good to where, companies are cutting positions, like I don't want to be executive management. Hell no, there's no way. I don't want to be making those decisions. Am I a good leader with my teams? I think so. I've had 3 teams that have been pretty successful, completed their missions. I'm more of a servant leader. I'm also a wacky kind of, make fun of things. I want my team to be collaborative, engaging, and they've all been pretty damn successful. But nowadays you see like Amazon, Target, UPS, they're all going to start laying off people if they already haven't, all because they love the lingo. I digress. The lingo is reducing layers. The lingo is reducing bureaucracy. And that might be true to a point. But when you say, well, we're going to let go of this many people at whatever level, and here's your 2 weeks. Thank you. Have a nice life. People need to realize in the corporate world or whatever world you think you're living in, there is no more, if any, and it's rare, loyalty and trust from anybody, from these companies, corporations, firms, small, big. You'd like to think, but that's where it's our responsibility to take accountability and make sure that we are doing everything we can. Don't get me wrong. I am loyal to a fault. You can see in my resume, there's very short times in between my loyalty stay at certain companies. I had short sprints because the job I had in between my longer stays of experience, they just didn't treat the people well. And, it's a lot of great folks working on the ground level doing the grunt work, but they didn't treat them well. But, what's funny is that might be all those folks know. So I can't judge them for staying or judge them for not moving on in their careers, because sometimes people are content. That's it. That's great. Whatever. But I'm going to digress again. I've got enough experience. I'm willing to take a pay cut. I'm willing to do what it takes to, continue supporting and helping my family. Um, things are what they are. I can't change it. But what I can change is what I'm doing to get that next position. And a lot of times it comes down to networking, knowing people, getting your resume out there, and just improving each time I send my resume out. There's always a little tweak to it to make sure that things are moving. I mean, I will say this. Sometimes I wonder how certain people just keep on being successful, moving up the ladder, when I know damn well that I'm like, they're just, I'll just say it, Billy bullshitters. They're yes people. They'll bend over backwards and take it. They won't, they'll take credit from people. I've been very fortunate in my career where I've had some of the best supervisors, bosses, whatever you want to call them, that have taught me, that have helped me grow, helped me mature, realize even more ethically what is the right thing to do, and realize that it's not all about the numbers. A lot of times people want to measure success with quantity. Quantity will come with quality going first. Quality of service, quality of work, quality of deliverables is where you should start. Because I've learned in my career that if you're delivering quality service, products, whatever it might be, within a certain amount of time, the quantity just keeps going up. Now, there are people like shady salespeople, those Billy bullshitters, that just number. All three of my teams that I have been able and blessed to manage and develop, the quality of work has always been the first thing, and that starts with teamwork. The numbers and quantity have come with how well they've mitigated, how swiftly they've been able to do their jobs with quality. And it's just amazing the velocity and the quality of work that they do now. It's just, and it keeps going, But yeah, it's some of the bosses, though, I've seen, and people that have led projects or departments I've worked for, you have those good ones, you have those bad ones. I'd like to think I've had more good ones that have taught me over time. When I started, I had a great coworker help me along the way in IT 20 something years ago. And then someone hired me and gave me a chance with very little experience with my next job, which I stayed at for 13, 14 years. Um, and that person basically said, I'm going to show you how to do it, but don't ask me a second time. And I took that to heart. Write it down, copy it, do what you need to do to create your cheat sheet to know how to do it. And then, after you do it, you learn it and you know why you're doing it. And then there was someone, a mentor from afar, I guess, that's still in my life now from afar, once taught me, or actually told me, you got to get your house in order first before you can help anybody else. And once I got my house in order, everything just started falling into place with the mission, with the foundation. A lot of times people try to help other people first. You got to help yourself first. You got to get your household in order first before you can help anybody else. But then there's those bosses that literally are the Billy bullshitters of the world, male and female. I don't know what you call it. Female, maybe Sally. Who knows? Take credit for everything, even when they don't do anything. They're the ones that sit in the meetings, and they have to speak up, even though there's nothing for them to say, or no one has called on them, or they're just a spectator, really. And they always have to say something just to hear their voice in the meeting. And their input has nowhere in this puzzle. It doesn't fit anywhere. They talk just to hear themselves talk and to make sure people know they're there. They take credit where they weren't even around and the team did it. And it was actually probably the immediate project manager or supervisor that was the one helping the team. And they're the ones that just keep on moving up the ladder. And they stretch the truth. I don't know if I'd say they break it, but they do overemphasize. And people think they did all this. And they did. I had a boss back in the day. I don't even know how he got the job besides talking, besides BSing his way through an interview. I really don't. This guy was part of a team that developed some software that was making everybody's life easy. He was part of a team. I don't even think he led the team. But this guy got into a position and became my boss at some point and kind of just moved up. And I'm like, you do your search, you look and you look and you look and you look. Nowhere did this person lead anything or supervise anything. Yes, that's a cuckoo clock if you can hear it. I just don't get it. The Billy bullshitters of the world, and they just keep on going, and people fall for it. I'm like, hello, wake up, wake up. People got to wake up. Don't be so naive. If it looks like a scam, it probably is a scam. Let's be fair. Now, I'm going to wrap up part 1. Who really knows how things work in this world? All I know is humans make things more complicated, more complex, when it's really not that hard. But who really knows? And with that said, part 1, wait for part 2 on next Friday. Remember, be kind. Put a smile on someone's face, because we're all here to serve each other, be here for each other, and support each other. So be kind. Put a smile on someone's face, because that's all we can do to make life better for each of us. Have a good one. That's right. I got to find my mouse and find the end recording button so you can enjoy our out message. Have a good one.
Thanks for pulling up a chair with us at All About the Biscuits. Remember, life's messy, flaky, and sometimes sweet, but we're in it together. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, leave a review, and pass the plate to a friend. See you next time.